mid 1970 here again. Now I've got myself a South Bend 9-inch lathe on a 42-inch bed. And what I want to do here is I want to build myself a fixed steady. So I wasn't going to film it, but then I changed my mind. So what I've got so far is I've made myself a nice little clamp for the bed. Okay. And I got two 8-inch flanges from the local scrappies, and I'm going to build that into it. So I flattened off the bottom. That's going to end up welded on there, and then I should put in the 3 legs in here with bearings to make my steady out of. So when it's finished, it'll look something like that. And now I'll take you through the rest of the machining. So the workpiece is set up now on my Door Westbury mill. It's only a DIY type mill, but recently fitted ER32 collet to it, give it a bit more flexibility. There is a video online on my channel if you want to have a look at that, on how I did it. Okay, so I'm going to mill out this section here, and that's where the locking nut will go for the clamp. Okay, so this is after the machining, and then in there, when I separate these 2 rings, because I didn't mention, but I actually tack welded them together so that they stay in place. I'm going to tickle this up with a file now, take the burrs off. Now for the next stage. I have 3 of these tubes, and these tubes will take some M20 threaded bar. So what I'm going to do now is face the ends off, so I've got at least one flat end for the nut to sit on. And that's the last one. One had already done. And that little block will go in there. What we'll do now is drill an M12 hole through there so that the bolt can come up from the clamp. and there is the hole drilled through. So we're now getting somewhere. So where are we now? We have this, we have the clamp, that will be welded into there, and these will be welded onto that. Then that will allow me to clamp that down to the bed. I shall cut the thread off to the right height. And we also have these. So I'll fit one there, one here, one here. Obviously with 60-degree spacing. Sorry, 120-degree spacing. And then I'll have to put a cage on the top to hold the nut like that, so that I can get at it with a spanner. And then obviously when I turn it that way, it will draw it up. When I turn it that way, it will push it in. And that is it for tonight. I'm going to go in and have my tea. Well, you've just seen me machining these, tapping them to M8. I've got some old stainless steel cap head bolts, cap head screws. Those will be my guides for my M20 thread, which I've just cut 3 pieces to length there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to machine a slot now into each one of these to act as a guide. So I'll do that now. Well, I was going to use these bearings, but then when I started to machine this, I realised I got problems. There just isn't enough meat left in this for these bearings. Now I could use smaller bearings. I've got some, but in the end what I decided to do was just buy a bit of phosphor bronze bar. So I've threaded this, turned it down, M12'd it on the end, So that's one of them I've managed to rescue, and I've got two new pieces. I've got another one here that I can turn down, and I've got another new piece here. So I'm going to go for phosphor bronze. It may not be as good as bearings, but for what I want to do, it's fine. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn these down to match this now and carry on from there. Now to tap it to M12. Use the lathe just to get it started. And then take it down, pop it in the vise, and finish it off. And there's another one. Just got to finish it off, make it the right length, put a relief in here, and that's the second one done. And there's all three pins finished. Now I'm prepping everything for welding. And I want to split this into 3 equal parts. So most computers these days can print off quite accurately enough for what I want here for a template. So as you can see, that's going to tell me where to go, and then I'm just going to mark that now, and I'll be able to start welding things up. That shows the flange marked out, and I can start welding stuff on. Well, that's the unit welded together. Okay, with the 3 holes in, ready. Got to clean it all up and then paint it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to weld on some caps on here with a hole in for the bar to move in and out through, which will captivate this nut. So I'll cut some parts and then I'll show you exactly what I mean. And these are the bits that I need to captivate the nuts. So these 3 I'm going to drill 20mm holes in the middle of. I'll do that next. Time to do some welding. That's the welding done for the brackets, and those brackets will fit over there, and they make that nut caged. And that way, using the nut and a spanner, or just my fingers, I can turn that in and out and it holds it in place. Then I can lock it using these 3 Allen set screws, set bolts. So I shall now weld those onto the ring. So I'm now going to weld the first bracket on to there. And that's the 3 brackets now welded on. So what I'm going to do now is strip it down, paint the bits that need painting, and I've got some bronze that came this week. Thank you to the guys in Ireland for sending that to me via eBay. And I'm going to make some I'm going to make some ends to fit on these studs here, and we'll see how that goes in a bit. Been invaded by sheep again. We've got the sheep. Ready for painting. Right, trimming the masking tape. That's the masking tape trimming completed. Now spray this up. And there it is. Gave it some of the silver hammered effect paint. I think we all know what that is. And that's the base, sprayed in the same hammered effect paint. As I said, here is my phosphor bronze that I'm going to turn into tips to fit onto these studs. A 3-inch bar, 3 pieces, job done. Right, so I'm drilling this now so that I can tap 1/2 inch of M12 thread. 3. That's the phosphor bronze tips done. Here they are, finished. Time for assembly. And that's it, finished. There we have it. One fixed, steady. Made for about, I don't know, 30 quid, all in, I suppose. And a bit of time. Let's try it out. Now I've got the ability to turn things a lot bigger. Hope you found this informative. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you again in one of my next videos.